My name is Bill, and I'm an alcoholic. And this share is called You Can't Hurry Love. The 1960s was a decade of change. It was the era of moving out of the grey and damp 1950s and into the 1960s, where we sought to find ourselves with exciting music, with flower power, with clothes, and with a new enthusiasm for life. We listened to music from the singles and from the LPs we bought. It was either that or wait until Thursday evening to see what was on Top of the Pops, or listen in to the Sunday evening Top 20 on Radio 1. Music on demand was only available on our little portable record players. Fast food started to appear in the form of powdered potato, tea bags, dried peas, and ravioli in tins. Margarine was the new healthy spread, and white sliced bread was what posh people ate. We didn't eat it. We were the new hippies. We built go-karts from old tram bases and played on the bomb sites. We had snow at Christmas, and November mornings were cold and crispy, where everything was covered in frost. Music dominated the decade, as well as our lives, with the supreme singing, You Can't Hurry Love. Simon and Garfunkel sang Homeward Bound, and the Monkees would take the world by storm with Daydream Believer. You Can't Hurry Love with the wonderful Diana Ross seemed to put into words what I found 30 years later in recovery. Because if I've learnt one thing about staying sober, it's this: that whilst in the 1960s we were told to not hurry love, in Alcoholics Anonymous, you can't hurry recovery. It took me 30 years to get into the mess I was in, and getting out of it wasn't going to be quick. Trying to hurry sobriety isn't possible. It's a process of change that occurs naturally over years, even decades. It's a spiritually led program of enlightenment, but not a plan that can be done and dusted with. Where I started with one day at a time, and I'll end sobriety with nothing more than one day at a time. Recovery is a series of spiritual stepping stones to enlightenment. It's about tiptoeing slowly through the complexities of sober living, of trudging one foot in front of the other to a place where I don't need to drink for one day at a time, for another day. And whilst we're moving slowly into our newfound freedoms, we're repeatedly reminded that easy does it, really does do it. Hurrying my sobriety is nothing more than putting conditions on it, and rushing to find a new freedom and a new happiness catapults me back to my drinking, where I'm running the whole show again. Recovery from alcoholism involves finding some humility, where getting myself out of the way gives me half a chance. We were told we'd grow up a month for every year we were sober. Wanting a spiritual recovery without feeling the essence of why I'm sober is never going to work. And the reason I'm sober today is specifically because I realised I couldn't run my own life and I needed help. Which is why in step 3 I made a decision about turning my will and my life over. So hurry not, but enjoy what peace there may be in silence. Bill the Shirt, Bristol.